Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the CIF Network, and for the first time in 8.5 months, the Sioux City Bandits are lining up in an indoor football arena here in Sioux City for some CIF action. I am Braden Butler. Thank you all for joining me today for this season opener for the Bandits. It is a non-league game against the Tri-State Tridents, so let's take a look at what went on last season for the Bandits. They finished the year with a 9-2 overall record, losing in the playoff semifinals. And we're 5-1 at the Tyson Event Center. A couple big keynotes to mention. One big loss from last season, another big get back, and then a huge signing made in December. We'll go through that now. The loss, former quarterback, offensive MVP last season in the league, Lorenzo Brown, is not with the team this year. We're going to see a couple different quarterbacks potentially today. We'll see how they turn out and how we get into this season for this matchup between the Bandits and the Tridents. The big get back, two of them, and they're both on the D-line. Dejon Emery re-signed for another season here in Sioux City as he dons the colors once again. Defensive MVP of the league last year. And returning from a one-year hiatus after taking a little vacation, so to speak, in Billings, Claude Davis is back in Sioux City colors as he is going to join Dejon Emery on that defensive line. Of course, the big signing of the offseason, though, former first-round NFL draft pick out of Oklahoma State University, defensive back Justin Gilbert has signed with the Sioux City Bandits. And from me asking around the team how that kind of got facilitated, how that got all brought together, a lot of credit was given to Brandon Shepard, Gilbert's old teammate at Oklahoma State, facilitating that move. Before we look at the Tridents, let's look at the captains going down to the coin toss for the Sioux City Bandits. Looks like number 2, wide receiver Fred Bruno, number 4, Claude Davis, number 20, Drew Prohaska, the running back, and number 10, the Swiss Army knife, Braden Meintz. Looking at the Sioux City Bandits' opponents today, the Tri-State Tridents, they were 1-5 last year in their summer season. They do come from an 11-man style, so the roster is a little bigger than the Bandits have today at their disposal. Couple leaders for that team last year. Ty Baker led the defense with 56 tackles, 1 sack, and 1 interception in those 6 games. The leading offensive receiver was DeAndre Dean Hurd, only played 4 of those 6 games last year. He had 11 catches, 153 yards, and a touchdown. Their official league season will begin on March 18th as they will face off with the Midwest Raptors. But today, they find themselves across from one of the best teams in the CIF of the last couple years, the Sioux City Bandits, and one of the most consistent indoor football franchises of the last decade. Before we get further into the pregame show, the Bandits would like to thank a couple of their team restaurants: Bob Rose Point After, Brightside Cafe, Buffalo Alice, Dairy Queen, Firehouse Subs, Ichiban, Jimmy John's, Little Caesars Pizza, Pease Pizza House with 2 locations in Dakota Dunes and Lamar's, Perkins Restaurant and Bakery with 2 Sioux City locations, Pub 52, Qdoba, Westside Pizza, Wheelhouse Bar and Grill. Of course, athletic training services for the Sioux City Bandits are also provided by CNOS, the official orthopedic sports medicine provider of the Sioux City Bandits team. Got a hype video up on the big screen here in Sioux City showing some of the highlights from last season. What a season it was for the Bandits, falling just short of the Champions Bowl, getting knocked out in the semifinal round by the Omaha Beef. I'll meet them in a few weeks' time down the road. So don't worry, the Bandits will have their shot at revenge over the Beef. Bandits would also like to thank a few more of the following sponsors: Heartland Chiropractic Clinics for providing chiropractic services for the Sioux City Bandits, Hy-Vee, the exclusive grocery sponsor of the Sioux City Bandits, Apera, official laundry service of the Bandits, Rabbit Family Vision Center, United Sports Academy is the official practice location of the Sioux City Bandits, and then Sunnybrook Shine Car Wash is the official car wash of the Sioux City Bandits. Multiple chances to win a free gift card at each home game, at halftime during the Sioux City Journal Toss, and by putting your name in the drawing at the merchandise booth. Take a bit of a break until this hype video is over, and then we'll go over some players of the game, keys to watch, and we'll get ready for kickoff here in Sioux City. Inside Fleet Farm Arena, inside the Tyson Event Center, I'm Braden Butler. Welcome back in here as the hype video concludes here in Sioux City, Iowa. Some players to watch for both teams, starting with the Bandits. Obviously, the quarterback position is going to be something to watch. Javon Brown's going to be one of them to watch, as well as Tyler Lonstein. We'll get into the rest of them after this opening kickoff. Braden Mintz back to kick for the Bandits. Back deep to return for the Tridents is Al Pacino Lewis II. High end-over-end kick from Mintz, received by Lewis. Gets out past the 5 yards. He's going to be chopped down. No, he's going to stay on his feet, get to the boards there along the far sideline. Got wrapped up, though, behind his own 10-yard line. Long way to go for the Tri-State Tridents, led by quarterback T.J. Kettleson, one of our players to watch today on the offensive end for the Tridents, along with their leading receiver and one of the captains, DeAndre Dean Hurd. Defensive players to watch for the Bandits, they're out there right now. Obviously, Dejon Emery coming back, one of the most dominant pass rushers in the league last year, as he won the defensive MVP of the CIF. The other one also going to be on that defensive line is going to be Claude Davis. How's he going to perform opposite of Dejon Emery back in this Sioux City defense? Looks like Emery already stalking the line of scrimmage. Emery, Davis, Groenhagen, your down defensive lineman. Span is one of your corners, along with Brandon Wright. Zach Slugger, the linebacker. Kettleson in the shotgun, motions Al Pacino Lewis out to the right side, takes the snap, fumbles the snap in his own end zone, has to get away from some pressure, and he's brought down by Dejon Emery. Ball's loose on the ground. Devin Groenhagen gets up on it with the fumble recovery. Dejon Emery wastes no time reintroducing himself to the Sioux City Bandits crowd. You see T.J. Kettleson, the quarterback, dealt with a low snap there, forced to step up in the pocket by Claude Davis, and a big sack by Dejon Emery. Gets that ball to pop loose. The long arm of the law, Devin Groenhagen getting his hands on it. Now we get to see the Sioux City offense, and who's going to be the first quarterback out there? It looks like it's going to be number 17, Javon Brown. Brown, a quarterback, wide receiver hybrid out of the University of Massachusetts. Looks like Prohaska is going to be the starting running back alongside him. They're in a huddle right now trying to figure out, short way to go for Brown's first snaps under center for the Sioux City Bandits. He's going to line up under center, Prohaska the deep back. Got Bruno out wide to the right, Powell and Shepard to the left. Handoff up the gut to Drew Prohaska. Gets a spun around at the 2-yard line, dives forward. He's into the end zone. First points of the 2023 season for the Sioux City Bandits is a 6-yard run up the gut for Drew Prohaska. What a way to start the season for the Bandits. 2 plays, you force a fumble on defense on the Dejon Emery sack, and then you go right up the gut with Drew Prohaska, able to spin off the defenders and get into the end zone. Bringing in the extra point unit here. Looks like Braden Mintz. Call him the Swiss Army knife for a reason. He's going to handle the kicking duties this year. Looks like Tyler Lonstein's going to be the holder. Number 16, Jeremy Costa, the snapper. Got official timeout here. Looks like they're trying to officials are trying to figure something out right now down on the field. No official word yet. We're going to get play back going. Costa the snapper, Lonstein the holder. Braden Mintz the kicker. Snap from Costa's good. Hold is down. Mintz with the extra point up. Dead center. Gets it to go. 7-0 Bandits lead now here over the Tri-State Tridents on that opening drive. Going to give some players to watch for the offense. One of them is going to be both quarterbacks who are expected to get playing time. All 3 quarterbacks on the roster, especially. Obviously, we saw Javon Brown get the start there. Tyler Lonstein, another one of the holder in there. And then K. Anthony Fletcher, the 3rd quarterback on this roster. See who's going to kind of step up and take that mantle left by Lorenzo Brown. Other player to watch on the offensive end is going to be Damon Powell. You know, Fred Bruno, kind of the franchise around here. People know the name Fred Bruno when you think of the Sioux City Bandits. Of course, Brandon Shepard was the big play threat last year. Damon Powell maybe slid under the radar as a 3rd option, but he'd be a number 1 option on, it feels like, almost every other CIF team. He's going to be a key player for them. And then defensively for the Tridents, players to watch when their defensive unit gets back out on the field. Ty Baker, the starting linebacker, led the team in tackles last year. And Michael Reyes, one of the starting defensive linemen, who led the team in sacks in their summer season in 2022 for the Tridents. Mintz to kick off once again. Al Pacino Lewis back deep to return. Another high end-over-end kick. This one looks like it could go out the back of the end zone, and it does. They're going to blow that play dead. They're going to spot the ball. About the 12. No, still running up here. It went out the back of the end zone. They're going to spot this at the 25-yard line. TJ Kettleson gets to lead the Tridents offense out for another drive. Didn't really get to see much of this Tridents offense because the opening play of the game for Kettleson and the Tridents, strip fumble caused by Dejon Emery. He's already dancing down there on the field. You got to love the energy Emery plays with. You couple that with the energy that Claude Davis has been known to play with, and that's a very scary defensive line setup. $12:40 to go still here in the first quarter. Bandits lead 7-0. Kettleson breaks the huddle. He's got Al Pacino Lewis on his left hip pocket. Now he motions Pacino out to the left. Kettleson takes a snap, fires quickly, gets Josh Kessler, who's going to be wrapped up by Jeremy Costa and brought down to the turf. About the 23-yard line, I'm going to say gain 2.5 on that play. First positive play of the day for the Tridents. Gets me in some of their keys of the game. Limit mistakes already with that strip fumble on the opening play of the game. They're not following that one to a T, but if you limit your mistakes against this Bandits defense, you have a chance to at least keep it manageable right now. Kettleson in the shotgun once again. Takes the snap. He's going to hand off up the gut to Al Pacino Lewis. Lewis gets away from Slugger for a moment, but he doesn't get away from Dejon Emery, who shoves him down from behind. Be a gain of about 4 yards there on the run by Al Pacino Lewis. Big tackle there by Emery. Combination with Zach Slugger. Claude Davis trying to hype up his defense early on in this game, but it feels like Claude Davis doesn't want to give up a first down to this team. Fans are getting into it. Look at the starters in the secondary. Jeremy Costa's back there. Carlton Watkins is back there. Xavier Spann and Brandon Wright for this Bandit secondary. Kettleson, empty set in the shotgun. He takes the snap, fires over the middle of the field, has Josh Kessel wrapped up by Zach Slugger right at the line to gain. They're going to give it to him. First down for the Tridents. So Kessel got rolled up on a little bit as he went down there. He's slow to get up. It was a bit of an awkward tackle there as they show it back here on the big screen. An awkward tackle from Slugger bringing down Josh Kessel. Looks like an apparent right leg issue for Kessel right there. They're going to get him off the field and get him some help with the trainers. 1st and 10, though, for the Tridents as they get set to get going once again. Kettleson breaks the huddle. Going to go empty set once again. Dean Hurd and Al Pacino Lewis to the left. Al Pacino Lewis in motion, fakes the handoff, finds DeAndre Dean Hurd left side. He's going to be wrapped up at the line of scrimmage. He's able to fight forward for a yard or two. He's going to get brought down in the backfield by a combination of Zach Slugger and Brandon Wright out of Midland. A couple GPAC players meeting up for that one. Slugger from Morningside, Brandon Wright from Midland. We see a Cal Beard checking in here. Looks like they're going to go to a 2-linebacker set as Beard is listed as a linebacker as we get closer to the Powerball red zone. Beard came in for Watkins. Shotgun set for Kettleson once again. Pacino Lewis on his right side. Defense jumps there. The entire D-line jumps. Claude Davis shoved the center for the Tridents to the turf. 5-yard penalty there for encroachment on the defense. Claude Davis ready to get out of his stance in a hurry and run through this offensive line of the Tridents. You got to assume you're going to see a lot of quick passing from the Tridents, which is what we've seen already. Quick handoffs, jet sweeps, screen plays, 3-yard ends. Try to get the ball out of Kettleson's hand quick. As he motions Al Pacino Lewis into the backfield. Pitch out to Lewis. He's got some space, has to cut it back to the left side, trying to find an opening, can't find it. Zach Slugger and Devin Groenhagen combine on the tackle there. A couple Morningside boys. Loss of yardage on the play as well by Al Pacino Lewis. Loss of 2, puts him back at the 10 for 3rd down and 5. Tridents are in the Powerball red zone. As they're trying to answer the opening score that was put on the board by the Sioux City Bandits off a 6-yard touchdown run up the gut from Drew Prohaska. 9 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Bandits lead 7-0 as Kettleson breaks the huddle. Al Pacino Lewis on his left, now motions out to the left slot. Kettleson takes the snap, finding left side, tries to find someone, drops. That's Carl Kennedy, the tight end. Maybe was thinking too much about a Kel Beard creeping up on him, but ready to lay a hit. Let that one go through his hands, drop to the ground. Kennedy, the 6'2", listed as a tight end out of Bay City, Michigan for this Trident squad. Backup quarterback Avery Hazel is into the game. Oh, they're going for a field goal here. Didn't see what they were lining up for at first, but then the field goal formation becomes apparent. Avery Hazel will be the holder. Carl Kennedy, the snapper. Hold is down, snap is good, kick is up and good as well. It's number 84, Christopher Oberlin, out of Council Bluffs, Iowa, who puts 3 on the board for the Tridents. 7-3 your score, 7:55 remaining in the first quarter. Tridents were able to get downfield a little bit there, but stalled out as the Bandits defense tightened up late. Do want to give a CIF Network shout out to Boy Scout Troop 186 as they were the color guard tonight in the pregame during the national anthem. And of course, the singer of the national anthem, Esley Ovando. Great performance by her as well. Had a couple Bandits hooting and hollering during the performance. She did very well on that. Thank you to both of them for providing color guard and national anthem for the Bandits game today. As a reminder, there was a penalty flag on that last drive on the Bandits defense, and all penalty flags are brought to you by Fleet Farm at 5858 Sunnybrook Drive here in Sioux City. Didn't see much of this Bandits offense on the first drive. Only one play in that run up the gut by Drew Prohaska, able to get 6 up on the board, eventually 7 after the Braden Mines extra point. We get to see the special teams for the first time today for kick return for the Bandits. And it looks like Linwood Joyner, call him Jet sometimes, those are the Bandits teammates. He's back deep to return. Looks like he's going to be joined by Damon Powell, Pac-Man back there as well. Christopher Oberlin will handle the kickoff here. Oberlin puts his boot through it. High end over end kick received at the goal line by Damon Powell. Trying to find some space down that right sideline. He's got a crease. He's got one man to beat. Makes Oberlin miss. He's tackled into the boards out the near side of the field, just outside the Powerball red zone. One man to beat the kicker, Oberlin. Oberlin was able to get him on the shoestring tackle, push him up against the boards. Damon Powell, so electric in open space. Even then, you think about open space on this field, it's still very compact. He can make moves in a phone booth as well, can Pac-Man Powell. Ivan Brown back again at quarterback. Prohaska, the running back, on his right side. 2 receivers out wide to the left are Powell and Shepard there in motion. Brown, first pass of the day is incomplete over the middle of the field. They're going to say Powell got to the red zone line as well. So this drive is starting in the Powerball red zone, presented to you by the Iowa Lottery for the Sioux City Bandits. First incompletion of the day for Brown on his first pass attempt. Brown goes over, checks with brand new offensive coordinator Scott Jensen, taking over for Jared DeGeorgia. Jensen, a former quarterback legend here for the Sioux City Bandits. Stepped up last year when Lorenzo Brown went down with an injury. It took over the quarterback position, now stepping up in the coaching box. Bruno and Powell in motion. Brown under center, takes the snap, pitch out to Prohaska, left side, trying to find some space. He's pushed up against the boards. It's going to be close to the goal line. I think they're going to nail him a yard short, but a big run there from Prohaska. 9 yards on the pitch route. 3rd and goal from the 1-yard line inside the Powerball red zone. Prohaska trying to make it 2 touchdowns on the day. Almost had it right there. Brown gets the play from his offensive coordinator, Jensen. Now bringing it into the squad. Brown's going to line up under center again. Run 2 plays under center so far. Both of them have been runs for the Bandits. Challenge flag has been thrown on the field. The Bandits coaching staff believes that Prohaska got in on that running play. Referees talking to offensive coordinator Scott Jensen, and now Coach Irv Strobing coming out as well. Head coach, head man for the Sioux City Bandits. Led them to a couple successful seasons now over the last almost decade at the helm. Get official ruling here from the head ref. Play is being challenged, so the officials will review it. Plenty of cameras here inside the Tyson Event Center here in Fleet Farm Arena here in Sioux City, Iowa. We get a good, clean angle of that, and the Bandits are hoping it's an angle that shows Prohaska was in the end zone. During this break in the action, we'll give a special shout out to Big Fridge that joins us here tonight. Make sure to make your way up. For fans in attendance can make their way up to the merchandise table to enter to win a Big Fridge cooler valued over $500 and purchase a Big Fridge tumbler or growler. Thanks for joining us this evening, Big Fridge. That's why you got to get down here. You got to get in attendance for these Sioux City Bandits games. There's always something going on that you need to be here in person. It's a great atmosphere. It's a great environment. And everybody needs to experience it. Referees still reviewing the play. Bandits offense remaining on the field right now. Oh, here come the referees out from the replay. Get an official ruling here from the head ref. They're going to rule Drew Prohaska still short of the goal line after review. Play will stand as called. 3rd and goal from the 1 inside the Powerball Red Zone, presented to you by the Iowa Lottery for the Sioux City Bandits. Brown gets the play from his offensive coordinator as he steps back into the huddle. Brown, the 6'4" quarterback wide receiver hybrid out of UMass. Under center once again. 3 total plays have been ran for the Bandits, 2 of them under center. Both of those under center plays have been runs. 3rd one's going to be a play action pass, rolls out to his right. Brown drops the ball as he's going into the end zone. It's going to be recovered in the end zone by the Tridents. Brown had nothing but hopes and dreams between him and the goal line. It just slipped out of his hands, did the football, and before he can get to it, it was picked up by a Trident in the end zone. Big play there by the Tri-State defense to get on that fumble, get back out there on the offense, get their offense back out on the field. This drive will start from their own 5-yard line here. Tridents moved the ball about 15 yards on the first possession. They'll have to go 45 if they want to go put 6 on the board here. 5:16 remaining here in the first quarter. Bandits still lead this one 7-3. So we're going to have a break in the action here. Little fan engagement opportunity. It's another reason you got to get out here. You got to get down here and get to these Bandits games at Fleet Farm Arena inside the Tyson Event Center. I believe this one's going to be the Money Tornado. Great way to win money. Great time to talk about what the Bandits going on next Saturdays. It's a big night for their Saturday, March 4th matchup against the Rapid City Marshals. It'll be the Winnebago You and Family Night, brought to you by Ho-Chunk Incorporated. Ho-Chunk purchased 650 tickets to bring Winnebago youth to the game, so come celebrate with the Winnebago community and watch the Bandits kick off league play against the Marshals. $5 off per ticket for Winnebago residents, tribal members, or Ho-Chunk employees is available for you at the box office. That's next Saturday, March 4th. The opener for league play in the CIF for the Sioux City Bandits as they take on the Rapid City Marshals. Marshals are the only other team to have competed in a game so far this season, as they had their non-league play against the Fargo Invaders last Sunday. So look if we can get some stat update early on in this game. Obviously a fumble on that last drive. Look at some team stats so far. Each team's got 1 first down on the day. Looks like they're having trouble with the money tornado. Bandits owner Don Belson doing it himself out there. You gotta love the effort. Back to some team stats here. Tridents are 3 for 4 passing, led by TJ Kettleson at the quarterback position. 3 for 4 for 8 yards for Kettleson. In the rushing game, Al Pacino Lewis has 1 carry for 4 yards. Kettleson has that 1 carry where he was stripped of the ball for no yards, and then Jace Martinick has a carry as well for -2. Josh Kessel is the leading receiver for the Tridents so far, but he did go out earlier with an apparent leg injury. Do not see him back on the field right now for this drive as the Tridents get ready to get going from their own 5-yard line. Claude Davis strapping that chin buckle up tight. Him and Dejon Emery. Asi Tapua joins them on the defensive line. Kettleson in the shotgun. Hands off to Pacino Lewis up the middle. Wrapped up for a moment by Dejon Emery, but he manages to get away. He's taken down at the 9-yard line there. Looks like Jeremy Costa got in there on the stop. Kettleson and the Tridents break the huddle once again. Al Pacino Lewis in the backfield next to him. On his left side now, 1 receiver split out wide to each side. There, Carl Kennedy kind of lined up there as an extra offensive lineman. Usually he plays as a tight end. Of course, coming from 11-man to 8-man, it can be a little tricky getting all the rules down right away. You install all these offensive sets, and then they're told, well, you can't use this, this, and this because 8-man rules. So it can be tricky coming across, but got it all sorted out now. Carl Kennedy splits out to the right. Quick pass, left side, tipped at the line of scrimmage. Looking for DeAndre Dean Hurd was TJ Kettleson. Nothing doing, though. 3rd and 5 from the own 10-yard line of the Tridents. Kettleson's trying to make something work here. Zach Slugger coming off the field, as is Carlton Watkins. Akel Beard coming in his place. Antonio Pierce coming in as well. 4 defensive backs, 1 linebacker, 3 down linemen. The Bandits look to get after the quarterback. Quick pass out left side, incomplete, just out of reach of Al Pacino Lewis. This quick passing game for the Tridents, when it's working, it's working. They're getting these little 3-4 yard plays, but unfortunately there's not enough time to really set his feet for TJ Kettleson to get it out quick to Al Pacino Lewis on the left flat. 4th and 5 from their own 10-yard line. Tridents are going to go for it here. 5 yards to go for the first down, 40 yards to go for the touchdown. Kettleson in an empty set, 2 receivers split out wide to the right, 2 to the left. Claude Davis gets pressure up the middle, also almost gets to the quarterback, and that ball ends up in the stands, ends up in the Bandits' bleachers. And as a fan tried to get out of the way of the ball, I believe she spilled a little bit of her drink as well. Never something you like to see. It's very unfortunate when a drink has to become a casualty of a play like that. But Bandits get the ball back on offense here. 7-3 they lead, 2:49 left in the first quarter. They'll get the ball at their own 15-yard line as per CIF rules. First and 10 from the own 15 for the Bandits. They lead 7-3. It's the first time we see Tyler Launstein on the day. He's joined in the backfield by Terrence Pegram. Braden Mintz out there as a wide receiver. That's why they call him the Swiss Army knife. As well as Terrence Peters. Snap. Launstein looking deep downfield. Tries to check it down to Pegram. Little too high there. Overthrows Pegram. Stands 5'10", running back out of Mount Union. You can see the zip that Launstein had on the ball there out of York University. Played baseball in college. Doing some amateur investigation work leading into the season. Managed to stumble across Mr. Launstein's TikTok page where I saw multiple videos of him throwing a ball 60-plus yards down a field. So he could throw it from anywhere here in the CIF on a 50-yard field. Looks like he's going to line up under center. Pegram in the backfield. Peters and Joyner split out wide to the left, right and left in motion. Handoff to Linwood Joyner. There's a flag on the play as Joyner's trying to find space on the left side, and he's got it past the 25 into the 20, taken down just inside between the 15 and the 20 by Cole Pritchett. It was about 18-yard line, but there is a Fleet Farm penalty flag on the play. And it's going to be a false start on the offense, or illegal motion, excuse me, on the offense. So the Sioux City Bandits will be marching back. We've had 2 penalties so far in this game, both of them on the Bandits. You got to love the atmosphere here inside the Tyson Event Center. I got some fans motioning towards me right now. Everybody loves it here at the Tyson. Let's go, boys. Everybody loves Bandits football here in Sioux City, Iowa. Bandits starting on offense once again. 2nd and 15 from their own 10-yard line. Launstein under center, sends a couple men in motion. Handoff up the gut to Pegram. He's going to be wrapped up at the line of scrimmage. He's been able to bounce forward for a couple more yards before being swung down. Big number 97 in there for the Tridents was there first. That's Robert Corey, the 6'6", 290 man out of Ottawa, Iowa. Launstein huddles his men up once again. Shotgun formation here for the Bandits. All the receivers split out to the left. Looks like Peters and Mintz are going to be in motion. Launstein takes the snap. He's looking deep down the field. He's got a man open. It's Braden Mintz. Can he get there? He does get there. Touchdown, Braden Mintz from the arm of Tyler Launstein. First touchdown pass of the year for the Bandits as Launstein shows off that cannon of an arm. Finding the Swiss Army knife, Braden Mintz in the end zone. Put the Bandits up 13-3 here in the first quarter with 46 seconds remaining. Great effort on the back end there by the Tridents. Almost getting to the ball there, but it was just put perfectly right into the breadbasket of Braden Mintz. Dropped in there delicately out of the sky for 6 points for Braden Mintz, who now gets to potentially add 7 here as he is handling the kicking duties. Launstein, the holder, Jeremy Costa, the snapper. Snap is good, hold is down, kick up and good as well for Braden Mintz. I'm not ashamed to say it, the best Braden in the Sioux City Bandits organization. And for those of you who are joining us late, my name is Braden Butler, and thank you for joining us on the CIF network. As Braden Mintz Tyler Launstein, hooks up with Braden Mintz deep down the field for a long bomb touchdown, puts the Bandits up 14-3, 21 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. See head coach Irv Strobing down there talking to Tyler Launstein real quick. Talking about his pass, his coordination in there. The arm strength of Launstein was never in question coming into this, and he showed it off right there in that in that first touchdown pass of the season for the Sioux City Bandits. Looks like we got another fan engagement promotion here, so while we're doing that, I'd like to read another ad read for you. So please join the Bandits on the field for the Jordan Sports Card post-game autograph session. Get a chance to meet your favorite players and get your merchandise autographed. And Jordan Sports Cards is your home for sports cards, including hobby boxes, and non-sports cards, including Pokemon, located in Ottawa, Iowa. Also, check out their booth at Sweet Repeats right here in Sioux City. It's one of the best things I think the Bandits do is giving the young fans and the older fans, all fans are welcome to come out onto the field after the game, meet the Bandits players, connect with them. The connection between the Bandits players, organization, the team as a whole, and the fan base is what really makes this, it's a tagline this season, but it's more than a tagline. The Bandits and what they bring to Sioux City, it really is bigger than football. As you know, a little bit of a shoving match, a little bit of gamesmanship in this fan engagement. I'm not sure who the winner is. I wasn't fully explained the rules. At the end of the day, we're all winners because everybody gets entertained when you're at a Sioux City Bandits game. 21 seconds remaining in the first quarter here. 14-3, the Bandits lead over the Tri-State Tridents. This is the non-league opener of the season for the Sioux City Bandits. Their league opener will be next week against the Rapid City Marshals on March 4th. We'll be right back here on the CIF for that one. I'll be right back here with them. Bandits kick team is ready. They're just waiting to get the ball back on the field. Just waiting for the official to put the ball down so Braden Mines could set it up and kick it off. Al Pacino Lewis still back deep to return for the Tridents. It'll be his third return of the day, potentially. Braden Mines out here to kick. Once again, what can't that man do at this point? Plays linebacker for the team. Played wide receiver on that last drive, obviously taking over the kicking duties this year. So he puts his boot through it. High end over end kick. Looks like it's going to fall just outside of the end zone. Recovered by Al Pacino Lewis. He's got some space down the left side. Knocked up against the boards hard. Out of bounds. Good return, though, from Al Pacino Lewis there. Good play made by Brandon Wright, though, as well, to knock him out of bounds. Because Al Pacino Lewis was gaining speed on that flank. That near sideline for the hard cam here in Sioux City. TJ Kettleson leads his men back out on the field once again here. Looks like the clock's actually going to run out here in the first quarter. We're going to bring you second quarter action coming up in just a little bit as this is the end of the first. 14-3, Bandits lead the Tridents here in this one. This is the non-league opener once again for the Sioux City Bandits. Their league opener next week against the Rapid City Marshals. Just a reminder, coming up for you in the fourth quarter, we will announce the Bandits hit of the game sponsored by Sioux Body Shop for the bone-crunching hit that a Bandits player puts on the opposition. Sioux Body Shop is located at 501 West 8th Street. They have certified technicians that work on all makes and models. Visit www.siouxbodyshop.com. We'll have that up for you in the fourth quarter. Take a look at the first quarter stats here for both of these teams. TJ Kettleson in the passing department will start with the Tridents. 3 for 7 on the day for 8 yards. He also has 1 carry, 0 yards on that one. Did fumble the ball as well. That was the opening play of the game. Al Pacino Lewis also has a couple carries on the day for negative yardage. Josh Kessel leading the receiving charge for the Tridents. 2 catches for 7 yards. Did go out with an injury earlier. Have not seen him return. Bryce Walker has the third and final catch for the Tridents. 1-yard catch earlier in that first quarter. TJ Kettleson breaks the huddle, and we're ready to go once again here as the Tridents are setting up on offense. While we wait, we look at the Bandits offense. Tyler Lonstein is 1 for 1, 37-yard touchdown pass that was caught by Braden Mites, who has the lone reception of the game. Drew Prohaska, the leading rusher, 2 carries for 14 yards and a touchdown. Kettleson takes the snap, hands off to Al Pacino Lewis. He's going to be wrapped up by Asi Tapua. Looks like a Cal Beard in there as well and brought down to the turf. Gain of 1 brings up 2nd and 9 for the Tri-State Tridents. Dejan Emery still in there as one of the down defensive linemen. Looks like Ossie Tapua and Devin Groenhagen as well. Kind of rotating through this D-line, trying to keep everybody healthy, but also just getting them their reps in. This is the third or fourth different configuration of this D-line we've seen from the Bandits so far. First time we've seen Tapua, Groenhagen, and Emery. Snap by Kettleson, handoff up the middle to Al Pacino Lewis. He's got some space. He's wrapped up by a Cal Beard, but he's going to get a first down and more. It's Antonio Pierce in there as well. Bring up 1st and 10 for the Tridents from the 20-yard line as they're in plus territory. (14-3) Bandits lead the Tridents here. 13:55 remaining in the first half as Kettleson breaks the huddle. Kettleson has Lewis on his left hip pocket. 2 receivers split out wide to the right, 1 to the left. Fakes the handoff, fires quick to DeAndre Dean Hurd. It's caught despite the close coverage by Brandon Wright, and that's why he was one of the players to watch coming in. That's why he's a captain as well for the Tridents. Big catch there by DeAndre Dean Hurd. Brings up another first down for the Tridents. 1st and goal from the 10-yard line as they're in the Powerball red zone, brought to you by the Iowa Lottery. Kettleson has Lewis on his right hip pocket once again. 2 receivers out wide to the right, one of them being Carl Kennedy II. 1 receiver out to the left, DeAndre Dean Hurd, who just had a catch. Handoff up the gut to Al Pacino Lewis. Begins to get past a Cal Beard, chopped down inside the 5 by Antonio Pierce. Al Pacino Lewis is starting to find the running lanes on this Sioux City defense. He's getting them for chunk plays up the middle. Tridents offense has been very balanced on this drive as now they set up for 2nd and goal from the 3-yard line, looking to put 6 on the board for the first time today. Handoff up the middle to Al Pacino Lewis once again. This time is going to be stuffed at the line of scrimmage by Devin Groenhagen. He can't escape the long arm of the law there in the middle of the field. Kel Beard was in there as well to help wrap up, and Dejan Emery. Al Pacino Lewis has been finding gaps lately, but he did not find one there. Big 3rd and goal here for the Tridents. Kettleson breaks the huddle. See DeAndre Dean Hurd and Al Pacino Lewis having a bit more of a conversation as they're walking away from the huddle. Make some game planning. Lewis is in the backfield. Kettleson fakes the handoff, firing over the middle of the field. Has a receiver incomplete. Closest defender there was Xavier Spann. Intended target on the play was number 15, Ethan Middlestadt Snorton. 5'10", 180-pound wide receiver out of Norfolk, Nebraska. Defensive coordinator Marlon Loban barking orders to his team. Dejan Emery taking them in, compartmentalizing them, understanding them, but also doing a little dance, staying loose out there on the field. It's the duality of Dejan Emery. He's having fun 1 second, and then he is your worst nightmare the next. Bobbled snap for a little bit by Kettleson. Throw over incomplete, just out of reach of DeAndre Dean Hurd. Brandon Wright was the closest defender in coverage there. Just overthrown by Kettleson. That'll bring up the Bandits offense. 1st and 10 for them from their own 5-yard line. Tyler Lonstein comes back out for his 2nd drive of the day. See Linwood Joyner out there, Demario Hester out there as well. A couple of the wide receivers. Honesty's saying they need 1 more. They only got 7 out there on the field. And there goes Terrence Peters. Peters gets sent in out of Houston Baptist. Looks like he's going to play a wide receiver role right now. He joins Demario Hester left side. Linwood Joyner. The jet on the right side. Under center is Lonstein. Linwood in motion. Fake the handoff to Linwood, now up the middle to Terrence Pegram. He's got some space, gets past the 1st down marker into the 16, 17-yard line. But there is some laundry on the field, a Fleet Farm penalty flag We'll see if this is against the Bandits and draws them back. Waiting on the official ruling from the head referee. There is no flag on the play. They're going to pick it up. It's going to be a first down after the run by Terrence Pegram. Pegram out of Mount Union, the 5'10", 197-pound running back. Lonstein breaks the huddle. Looks like he's going to go under center once again. Joyner and Peters going to go in motion. Handoff up the middle to Pegram once again. He's got some space. Breaks through an ankle tackle. He's going to be met by 3 or 4 Tridents. A triplet of Tridents brings him down at the 24-yard line. Ball came out at the end of the play. The player is down for the Tridents. It looks like Brady Bowl. The carry up the middle for Pegram. The ball did come out late, but runner was down by contact before it came out. Training staff still attending to bowl here at the Fleet Farm Arena inside the Tyson Event Center. Baumgart's Pet of the Week has been announced here inside the Tyson Event Center. Lightning, looks like a good pupper from posted on Facebook through Baumgart's Pet of the Week. Blake Noah Shea posted about Lightning on the Bandits Facebook page. Bull has sat up down there for the Tridents, which is good to see. He was laying there for a minute. Trying to get him back up to his feet. They do. Fans and players on both sides clapping for Bull as he gets up off the field. So number 47, Luke Matthews, is going to come in his place. Matthews, a guy I know personally, went to high school with him at Denison High School for a few years. Very good player on the high school team. Played running back, linebacker, defensive end. Looks like defensive end is where he's going to play here for the Tridents. Lonstein under center. Takes the snap. Play action. He's looking deep down the field. Tries to dump it off. Check down right side. Linwood Joyner. A couple pairs of dirty laundry on the field, though. Another Fleet Farm penalty flag. We'll see what this is about. As it stands, first down for Linwood Joyner on the far side of the field as he's pushed out of bounds. As subject to change, Taylor O'Neill was the Trident defender who pushed him out of bounds. It's a holding on the offense. And there on the defensive line for the Tridents alongside Matthews is Jaquarius Mack. Mack is a 6'3", 320-pound defensive lineman out of Franklin, Louisiana. Alongside them is Robert Corey, the 6'6", 290 man out of Ottawa, Iowa, on the defensive line. Empty set here for Lonstein. Sends his men in motion. He's going to take the snap. Over left side, fires to Linwood Joyner, who makes the catch, able to stay on his feet for a moment. No, they're going to say he was down before he made the stretch. They bring up third down from the 24-yard line. Third and about 2. I think they're going to say from the 23-yard line. Check that, 3rd and 3. Bandits lead this one over the Tridents 14-3, 8:46 remaining and counting in this first half. He's going to line up under center again. Sends his men in motion to the line. Takes the snap. Handoff up the gut to Pegram. Almost pegged in the backfield by Ty Baker, but he's able to scoot out the left side and get down the field to the 15-yard line. No, make that 14-yard line. Big run off the left side by Pegram. Ty Baker, the linebacker for the Tridents, came shooting through the gap. Almost had him in the backfield, but Pegram was able to squirt away and get out there for a decent run. First down and 10 for the Bandits from the 14-yard line. They're knocking on the door of the Powerball red zone. Under center once again for Lonstein. Pegram the deep back. Joyner in motion along with Peters. It's going to be a jet sweep too. Joyner off the right side. Got some blockers. We pushed up against the boards at about the 8-yard line. It's going to bring up 2nd and 4, 2nd and 3 here for the Bandits, but it's also going to get them into the Powerball red zone, brought to you by the Iowa Lottery. Lonstein breaks the huddle. 14-3 your score still. Last touchdown for the Bandits was a 37-yard touchdown pitch and catch from Lonstein to Braden Mintz. Sends his man to the line, does Lonstein. He's looking left now, going through his reads over the middle of the field. Forced to scramble out left side. He's going to get the first down. He's going to get to the end zone. No, he's going to hit the boards just before it. They're calling down at the 1-yard line, but it's going to become 1st and goal inside that Powerball red zone, brought to you by the Iowa Lottery from the 1-yard line. Great effort there made by Lonstein. Offensive coordinator Scott Jensen wasting no time to throw that challenge flag out there again. Might as well take another look at it. I think what the Bandits are trying to argue here is Lonstein contacted the boards himself. He was not pushed into the boards, which means you can bounce off of the boards to get into the end zone. We'll see what the referees rule when they review it once again here during this break in the action. I'd like to once again plug the Bandits game next week, March 4th, as they take on the Rapid City Marshals to open league play. It's a big game for the Bandits and all involved. Home next Saturday, March 4th, against the Rapid City Marshals. It will be Winnebago Youth and Family Night, brought to you by Ho Chunk Incorporated. Ho Chunk purchased 650 tickets to bring Winnebago youth to the game, so come celebrate with the Winnebago community and watch the Bandits kick off league play. $5 off per ticket for Winnebago residents, tribal members, or Ho Chunk employees, available at the box office. Braden Mintz getting warmed up here. Potential extra point opportunity for him if this is ruled a touchdown. Continues to earn that Swiss Army knife nickname. Coach Irv Strobing talking to his guys that they do have to run a play from the 1-yard line. They want to have one set up and ready to go so they can just get out there as soon as they can. Tyler Lonstein's been fairly impressive since coming into the game. Obviously had that big bomb 37 yards down the field. He's done a very good job going through his progressions so far today as well. It is a touchdown, they're going to say. Touchdown, Tyler Lonstein, so had 2 touchdowns on the day for him, 1 in the air, 1 on the ground. So he's making his presence felt here in this non-league opener. 20-3 your score now, pending this extra point. Mintz will kick, Lonstein will hold, and Jeremy Costa comes in to snap. Mintz is 2 for 2 on the day on extra point attempts. See if he can make it 3 for 3 here. Put the Bandits up potentially 21-3. 6:48 remaining still in the second quarter. Clock starts to run here. Costa snap is good. Hold is down. Mintz kick up and good as well. 3 for 3 on extra points is Braden Mintz. Swiss Army knife here for the Bandits. Kicked 3 extra points. Caught a touchdown pass. Handled the kickoff duties. Wouldn't be surprised if he ends up driving the team bus when this team goes on road games. He's that versatile. 21-3 your score. 6:35 remaining in the first half. So we got another fan engagement opportunity here coming on down near the end zone. Trying to give you a direction on that end zone, but I'm not ashamed to admit I don't know what directions are right now inside the Tyson Event Center. I've got my bearings a little off. I'll get them by the end of the year, I promise you that. Great time to talk about an opportunity to hang out with the Sioux City Bandits this Thursday, March 2nd from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. at Jackson Street Brewing. We'll be kicking off the launch of this year's Sioux City Bandits beer. Make sure to go take pictures, get autographs, hang out with your favorite Bandits. All ages are welcome, but obviously must be 21 or older to drink. Want to talk about Tyler Lonstein, the effects he's had on the game right now, but unfortunately my computer is giving me a little bit of trouble, so as I try to pull up those stats for Lonstein once again. Take a bit of a break here. Braden Meintz and the Bandits special teams getting set to kick off here. Al Pacino Lewis back deep to return for the Tridents currently. We get those stats here for Lonstein. 2 for 2 in the passing game, 49 yards and a touchdown. Had that 7-yard touchdown run as well to his stat column. The running game has been effective as well for the Bandits. Terrence Pegram has 34 yards on 4 carries. Prohaska has 14 yards on 2 carries, one of them for 6. Meintz end over end kick. Looks like it's going to go at the back of the end zone, and it does. Lucky young fan's going to get to take that ball home. That's another beautiful thing about the CIF. That ball goes in the crowd, you catch it, it's yours. You can take it home and do whatever you want with it. Put it up on your mantle. You can even take it down after the game if you're at a Bandits game. Get it signed by a Bandits player. Dejon Emery is cranking that soldier boy right now down there on the field, trying to get the defense hyped up and ready to go. Looks like he will be the one that rotates out this time on the defensive line. Groenhagen, Davis, and Tapua, your 3 down linemen. Brandon Wright, Antonio Pierce look like your corners. Akel Beard, your linebacker. Safeties, Carlton Watkins and Jeremy Costa. Kettleson coming back out on the field once again. He's going to be in the shotgun formation. As soon as the referees give him a go-ahead. Looks like there's an issue with the chains right now currently is what they're trying to fix. It's giving plenty of time for both players on both sides of the ball to have a good time and give a different type of entertainment to the fans. Al Pacino Lewis doing the dancing right now on the field for the Tridents. Dejon Emery on the bench is doing it for the Bandits. Alongside him is Demario Hester. Now we're getting ready to go. Kettleson, empty set formation. Now he motions Lewis into the backfield. Low snap, handoff Lewis up the middle. There's a break away from Claude Davis and Akel Beard, but gets shoved out of bounds by Carlton Watkins. It's been tough running today by Al Pacino Lewis. You can see one of his teammates down there, Ethan Middlestadt Snorton, feed Al Pacino Lewis. That's what the Tridents want to do here. It's been working. He's been able to find those running lanes. Kettleson in the huddle once again, breaks the huddle, giving a last couple last second orders, to his wide receiver. Al Pacino Lewis checking out of the game. They bring Luke Matthews in to play running back. They hand off to Matthews up the middle. He meets head on with Akel Beard. He pushes the pile forward a few yards before being caught down by a bunch of Bandits. Looks like he got rolled up on there a little bit too. He's slow to get up. Manages to get back to his feet. Tough running up the gut there by Matthews. Gets a couple of yards. Looked like 4 Bandits were in there. Akel Beard was in there as well. Jeremy Costa was another one. I believe Aussie Tapua. It's hard to get all the numbers right when you got a gang of Bandits ganging up on that tackle. Under 5 to go here in the second quarter. Al Pacino Lewis checking back in at the running back position. TJ Kettleson in the shotgun formation. Al Pacino Lewis, left hip pocket of Kettleson. Quick fire pass out to Lewis. Gets away from Akel Beard, gets down the sideline. He's not pushed out of bounds. That's going to be the first touchdown of the game for the Tri-State Tridents as Al Pacino Lewis busts loose down the left side. Bandits players are arguing that he was pushed up against the wall. He was contacted and then made contact with the wall. We'll see what the official ruling is if they take a look at it again. Defense coordinator Marlon Loban wants to challenge the play. Lewis was contacted by a couple Bandits players before ricocheting off of the wall. So the referees are going to talk to head coach Irv Strobe, and they're going to go back and review this play officially. As it stands, 6 on the board for Al Pacino Lewis, who's had himself quite a day from the running back position for the Tridents. First touchdown on the board for the purple and yellow. So look at Lewis's stats on the day before that carry. Excuse me, that was a reception, a little swing pass out to the left side. 7 carries for 14 yards, but had a couple chunk plays that went the wrong way that really impacted his rushing average and rushing total. Does have that now 18-yard touchdown catch on the books. TJ Kettleson, his first touchdown pass of the game, 5 for 11, 36 yards and a touchdown for Kettleson as it stands. See what the referees rule when they come back out. .429 to go in the second quarter as it stands. 21-9 is your score. We still await the official ruling from the officials on the review. Al Pacino Lewis was able to take a swing pass 18 yards to the house. He's been the bright spot on this offense for the Tridents as the referees are back out on the field. And they are going to walk it back. No longer an 18-yard touchdown catch for Al Pacino Lewis. It was an 8-yard first down reception. 1st and 10 from the 10-yard line inside the Powerball red zone are the Tri-State Tridents. Good play, no matter what, by Al Pacino Lewis. He was contacted and pushed out of bounds on the far sideline. The third challenge of the game for the Bandits. It's the second one that's successful. The respect there shown between Claude Davis and Al Pacino Lewis. The hard running of Lewis has got to earn the respect of this Bandits defense. Kettleson brings the play into the huddle, breaks the huddle, as they get up to the line. One receiver out to the left, 2 out wide to the right. Al Pacino Lewis in the backfield next to Kettleson. Carl Kennedy in motion. Kettleson takes the snap, handoff up the middle to Al Pacino Lewis. He's going to get blown up in the backfield. Akel Beard snuffed that one out quick, fast, and in a hurry as he shot the gap that Lewis looked like he was trying to run through. Great play there by Beard, the linebacker out of the University of Arkansas, Monticello. 6'2", 233 is what Beard is listed as. Second and goal from the 12-yard line here for the Tridents as Kettleson's in the shotgun once again. Lewis is running back on his left. Takes the snap, looking left side. DeAndre Dean Hurd picked off. That's Carlton Watkins. He's got some space and blockers on the right side. Watkins trips up there, upset with himself as he hits the ground. There's a flag on the play. Fleet Farm penalty flag on the field. If it's against the Bandits, could wipe that pick by Carlton Watkins off the board, but as it stands, great play there by Watkins. First interception thrown of the game for TJ Kettleson. Waiting on the official ruling from the head referee. First down for the Bandits. This was a holding against the Tridents. That was declined. It was the first interception of the game for TJ Kettleson. First mistake, really, of the game outside of that opening play. Second turnover by this Tridents offense. The roller coaster of emotions right now in the CIF as you go from high of you think you're in the end zone scoring your first touchdown of the game, you have a chance to make it 21-10. Now it's wiped off the board, and then shortly thereafter, turning the ball over. Javon Brown back in at quarterback. In the shotgun formation, he takes the snap, looking deep down the middle of the field. Down right side, he's got Damon Powell wide open. Pac-Man into the end zone. Pac-Man's going to eat a ghost in the end zone as he's got the big 6 on his chest and in the scorebook as well. 27-3 right now. Bandits lead pending the extra point. One play drive. Javon Brown finds Damon Powell deep down the field. Powell with the pose as well to the Sioux City faithful. Are you not entertained by this Sioux City Bandits offense? Put 27 up on the board. Under 3 to go here in the second quarter. Looks like the Bandits are going to try implementing the new point after rules. Of course, you kick it from the 2-yard line and you get 1 point. If you go for it from the 2-yard line, you get 2 points. But new to the CIF this season, if you go for it from the 5-yard line, which it looks like the Bandits are doing here, have a chance to get 3 points on the board, potentially making it 30 for the Bandits. If you go from the 10-yard line, you get 4 points. It's not what the Bandits are going for now. You do have to declare what you are going for before you line up on the field. Once you make that declaration, you cannot change it. So if there's a flag on this play that backs the Bandits up, they still got to go for 3. Brown takes the snap, looking over the middle of the field. Now he's going to run off the left side, gets hit at the 3-yard line, tries to reach into the end zone, waiting for the ruling from the officials. They're meeting, they're converging, they're convening, they're talking, they're doing everything they can. No signal yet. No good. They're going to say Javon Brown was just short of the line to gain. They're showing it up on the big board here. See if Brown is able. I'm no expert, but from this angle, we got a freeze framed up here on the big screen. Looks like Brown has reached the tip of that ball into the end zone. Doesn't look like either of his knees are down yet. It's a good play for Brown. 3 points in spirit for the Bandits on that one, but they don't get it on the board. 27-3, under 2 to go here in the second quarter. Irv Strobing and Marlon Loban both talking to the head referee. At the end of the day, you can't cry over spilled milk, and you got to have a short memory as the Bandits will go out and kick this ball off. 27-3, they lead. 24-point advantage. Minute 59 remaining in the second quarter. Al Pacino Lewis looks like he's going to come back out deep to return for the Tridents, along with Cole Pritchett, 6-foot defensive back, 165 pounds, out of Norfolk, Nebraska. Mines to kick off once again. Run up for Mainz, low driven kick, bounces about the 16-yard line, bounces again at the goal line, scooped up on the hop by Al Pacino Lewis. He's got space down the right side. He's going to be impacted out of bounds and wrapped up by Braden Mainz. But before he gets wrapped up, it looks like Jeremy Costa forced him along the boards out of bounds. 1st and 10 for the Tridents. Decent return there by Al Pacino Lewis. Tridents try to replicate their first drive. Or their last drive, excuse me. Before the review, they were able to get into the end zone. They don't want to replicate the ending, of course. But they did have something working with Al Pacino Lewis running between the tackle, through the middle of the offensive line. The starting rotation defensive line, was on the first defensive possession of this game is back out there. Claude Davis in the middle, Dejon Emery on the left, Devin Groenhagen on the right. Kettleson's in an empty set here. Take the snap, looking left side, firing deep downfield. He's got DeAndre Dean Hurd. High point the ball, but it's knocked away. Great play there by Brandon Wright. Giving up some size in that one as DeAndre Dean Hurd is 6'4" on the outside, Wright at 5'10", 6-inch difference. Who's able to meet him at the point of attack, and that's the important thing for these defensive backs when they're giving up size. A good look at it. Looks like Hurd maybe timed his jump a little bit late as well, which allowed Brandon Wright to recover. We're at the 1-minute warning here in the second quarter. Of course, 1-minute warning, the final minute of the first and second halves will be normal football timing rules. A lot can happen in a minute in the CIF under normal football timing rules. If you remember the Bandits and beef last year in the regular season, 3 touchdowns total from each team were put up in the last 34 seconds of play. 4 touchdowns, excuse me. I forgot the play at the end of the game where Brandon Shepard picked up a fumble and recovered it and returned it for 6. 4 touchdowns in 34 seconds is what happened in that game last year. It's just an idea of how fast-paced and how out of hand it can get here in the CIF. It's one of the most exciting sports in the world, indoor football. You don't want to miss a minute of it, whether you're watching on the CIF network or you're getting out there for a game yourself. You never want to miss it. Another fan engagement segment here in the Sioux City. Just another reminder about the Winnebago Youth and Family Night next week, brought to you by Ho Chunk Incorporated. The Bandits will meet the Rapid City Marshals next Saturday, March 4th, inside the Tyson Event Center. And Ho Chunk has purchased 650 tickets to bring Winnebago Youth to the game. Come celebrate with the Winnebago community and watch the Bandits kickoff league play against the Marshals. $5 off per ticket for Winnebago residents, tribal members, or Ho Chunk employees. Available at the box office. It's tricky by Run DMC playing through the loudspeakers here at the Tyson Event Center. Fitting, because it's tricky right now to get past this Bandits defense. TJ Kettleson and this Tridents offense have figured that out. They've had their moments. They've had their spark plug, Al Pacino Lewis, been able to make some plays, find some gaps. One big play, an 18-yard touchdown pitch and catch from Kettleson to Lewis was walked back earlier after a review. The ball is snapped, and it's going to be on the ground. Claude Davis picks it up, and no, they're going to blow the play dead. Dejon Emery, I think, giving his opinion on that as he faints in the end zone. Not sure why the play was blown dead as Claude Davis picked it up. They're going to say it was blown dead where Davis recovered the ball. So it's going to be 1st and 10 for this Bandits offense. Looks like we're going to get our first look at K. Anthony Fletcher today, the 3rd quarterback on the roster. We've seen Brown, we've seen Lonstein, now we're going to see Fletcher. So we're going to see some first-team skill position players as well for the first time since the opening drive. Fred Bruno on the field. Looks like Terrence Peters going to be in the backfield. Fred Bruno, Brandon Shepard. Fake the handoff out the middle does Anthony Fletcher. Left-handed quarterback firing deep down the field. Had Braden Mintz for a step, but overthrew him just by a bit. Out the back of the end zone. Good ball by Fletcher, just a little out of reach of Mintz. Threw me off guard there for a second, the left-handed quarterback, K. Anthony Fletcher. Been used to right-handed quarterbacks all night between Kettleson, Brown, and Lonstein. Fletcher in a shotgun now. Terrence Peters on his right hip pocket. Looks like Braden Mintz and Fred Bruno will be in motion. Fletcher takes the snap. Quick pitch out to Peters. Right side, has some space. Cuts over a gap. Leapfrogs over a guy. He's into the end zone for the touchdown. Terrence Peters was able to find that crease. Kind of leaped over a shoestring tackle about the 15 to 12-yard line and was able to scoot into the end zone. Great play there by Terrence Peters on a little pitch off the right side. See it there, breaking a shoestring tackle, cutting back inside, getting into the end zone for 6. Great play by Terrence Peters, giving that ball away to some fans in the front row as well. After that Terrence Peters touchdown, it'll make it 33-3. I believe they're going to... I believe they're actually going to rule it back. So he was pushed out at the 5-yard line, and Fletcher takes the snap in the shotgun, fires it off right side to Peters, up and over his head. Now they're going to say that was a 3-point play opportunity. There's a little confusion for a second because there wasn't an announcement by the referees, but it is 33-3 here in the Tyson Event Center. Dejon Emery hugging some fans, high-fiving some fans down there on the sideline. You got to love it. He's a fan favorite here in Sioux City, and the Bandit faithful are glad to have him back for another year. 40 seconds remaining in the first half. Bandits lead 33-3 over the Tri-State Tridents. Braden Mintz will handle the kickoff duty once again. Al Pacino Lewis back deep to return for the Tridents as he's been doing all night. Did break a decent return last time, did Lewis, down the near sideline. Going down the right flank before he's pushed out of bounds to see if he can do something similar here. Mintz has kicked 2 of them out the back of the end zone, so that's another thing to keep an eye on here as he lines up to kick off. 33-3, Bandits lead. Ball up in the air high, end over end kicked. Al Pacino Lewis comes up short of it. Ball is going to go into the crowd. Fumbled away by a couple fans and goes back into the field of the play. Referee grabs it. That'll be a game ball. They're going to use it here. TJ Kettleson leads this Tridents offense back out on the field once again. 1st and 10 from the midfield stripe. The individual stats right now, currently TJ Kettleson 5 for 13 passing, 26 yards, 1 interception. Al Pacino Lewis, the leading rusher, 8 carries for 11 yards. Luke Matthews, the second leading rusher, on 1 carry for 2 yards up the gut. DeAndre Dean Hurd and Al Pacino Lewis each have a catch apiece. Hurd for 10, Lewis for 8. Josh Kessel has the most catches in the game with 2, but he did leave earlier due to injury. Kettleson in an empty set here. Sioux City Bandits call a timeout here to talk things over. Coach Loban wants to talk to his guys a little more, get the right defensive set out there. We got 40 seconds remaining in the first half. We're just going over stats for a little bit. We'll go over them more in depth. Team stats, individual stats for both sides. Revisit some of our players to watch, check in on how they're doing, as well as keys to the game. If either of these teams have met those so far in this one. 33-3, Bandits lead. It's coming up at the halftime break, so don't go anywhere for that. Coming out of the timeout, Kettleson in an empty set once again. 2 receivers wide to the left, 2 to the right. His 2 to the left are DeAndre Dean Hurd and Al Pacino Lewis, his 2 top targets. Dejon Emery jumped offside, so he's doing push-ups down there, but I think they're going to get Al Pacino Lewis first as he moved before Emery did. False start on the offense. Number 25, Al Pacino Lewis. That is a Fleet Farm penalty flag against Lewis. Bring up 1st and 15 from their own 20 for the Tridents. Looks like Claude Davis, Alci Tapua, and Dejan Emery are the down linemen. One linebacker, Zach Slugger. Jeremy Costa out there. Looks like Brandon Wright out there as well, and Antonio Pierce. Kettleson takes the snap to his left. A throw over the middle of the field, picked off by Zach Slugger. Slugger takes a knee down at the 24-yard line. You can say down at the 25. Second interception of the game for T.J. Kettleson. Bring up 1st and 10 for the Bandits here. They force the turnover there. Great play by Zach Slugger, stepping in the line of fire for that pass. Getting the pick, and they'll set up 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line, the midfield stripe, whatever you want to call it, for the Bandits. We'll see who they march out there at quarterback. We've seen 3 so far today. Lonstein and Brown are both talking to offensive coordinator Scott Jensen. It looks like Brown is going to be the one coming in. Huddle is broken now officially for Jivon Brown. Braden Mintz in the backfield in his left hip pocket, getting in there at the running back. Add that to his list of duties in this Sioux City Bandits team. Linwood Joyner, wide receiver, split out wide to the left. A couple receivers to the right. Fred Bruno and Brandon Shepard are in motion. Brown takes the snap. Low snap, but he corrals it, looking deep down the field. Able to get out the right side. Brown trying to find some space. Wrapped up by Ty Baker and brought down to the turf hard. There's a flag on the field. Fleet Farm penalty flag, and I think they're going to get a Bandits offensive lineman for holding. It looks like number 60, Blaine Norton. Handful of jersey there as Brown was trying to roll to his right. Be 1st and 20 from their own 5-yard line for the Bandits. Brown in the shotgun once again. Braden Mintz, right hip pocket of him. Sends his receivers in motion. Brown takes the snap. He's looking deep downfield to the left side. He's going to launch it deep downfield, cross the field. Brandon Shepard led just too far out of bounds as it goes over the wall. Brandon Shepard was getting grabbed a little bit by a Tridents defender there, but I think they're going to say the ball might have been uncatchable. No, it landed inbounds. It would have been a catchable ball. Just going to say they're letting them hand fight down there deep down the field. Bandits lead this one 33-3. 2 seconds remaining on the clock. This will be the last play of the first half. See if the Bandits try to go deep again. If they just run out the clock, get us to the halftime break. Take a little bit of a break going into the halftime. Gonna gather my thoughts, gather some stats, and drink a little bit of water as well. Water does the body good, keeps the voice good as well. Brown in the shotgun. Left hip pocket. Braden Mintz in the backfield with him as a running back. Shepard and Bruno in motion. Brown takes the snap. He's looking deep downfield. He's going to step up in the pocket. He's going to scramble up the middle to the right side past the 20, 25. Got some blockers off the back of Fred Bruno. He's going down the right sideline, cuts back inside, and Jivon Brown goes coast to coast on the QB scramble to put 6 on the board going into the halftime break. That'll make it 39-3 pending this extra point. What a play by Brown, going down the right sideline, tiptoeing along the boards, and then cutting back inside at the perfect time to get into the end zone. Jivon Brown. What a play. Kind of bounced off of Fred Bruno at one point as well. Great downfield blocking by the Bandits. You can see here, great block by Bruno there. Bruno was shoved into Brown by Ty Baker, the linebacker for the Tridents. So they're going to kick the extra point. Are the Bandits could potentially go up 40-3 here. Mintz the kicker. Tyler Lonstein the holder. Can't see the jersey right now, but if it holds true to form, Jeremy Costa will be the long snapper. And he is. Costa to snap. Lonstein to hold. Mines to kick. Signal from Lonstein. Snap is good. Hold is down. Kick up and wide to the right. Just wide to the right by Braden Mines. Lands up here on the mezzanine about section 108 and 109. Fan's going to get a key. Christian Oberlin to kick. Little pooch kick, onside kick kind of thing there. Devin Groenhagen gets the ball. He's almost off balance. Trucks through a defender, but he's eventually brought down from behind. Tridents there wanted to try to maybe get the ball back to start the second half, but Devin Groenhagen able to scoop it up, stay on his feet, rumble, young man, rumble. Maybe sometimes more like stumble on the drive, but he's able to plow through another defender. Get a couple more yards on that one. 1st and 10 for the Bandits. See which quarterback is out here to start the second half. It is Tyler Lonstein. He's joined by Fred Bruno, Drew Prohaska, and Brandon Shepard on the field, and Damon Powell. It's the starting offense with Tyler Lonstein. 7 starters. 7 of the players on the field for the Bandits started the game. The only difference, Brown in at quarterback. Now it's Tyler Lonstein. See what he can do with the first teamers. Takes the snap. Looking deep on the middle field. Pump fake now deep right side of the field. He's got Damon Powell. Damon Powell high points it for a second. Tipped away and falls to the turf. Lonstein maybe waited a little bit too long there to let the defender get back in position to tip that ball away. Lonstein was going through his reads there. He's finally got to the right side to Damon Powell. Just a little late on that ball there. You maybe throw that a little sooner, you can lead him down the field. It's a different story. It's one of the growing pains in the offense right now. You got to see from Tyler Lonstein, from Jivan Brown. You go from league MVP quarterback Lorenzo Brown last year to trying to figure out what you're going to do this year. Lonstein and Brown have both shown promise. Anthony Fletcher led a decent drive as well that ended in a touchdown. So there's options at quarterback. It just seems which one are the Bandits going to move forward with. Lonstein under center, hands off, up the gut. Drew Prohaska. Prohaska is upended at the line of scrimmage. Is going to bring up 3rd and 10 from their own 20-yard line for the Bandits. Tridents defense coming out with a purpose to start this second half. It was Al Pacino Lewis in there playing Iron Man ball. Immediately get in there, cracking the running back, Drew Prohaska, upending him at the line of scrimmage. Al Pacino Lewis all over the field and now on both sides of the ball. Lonstein in the shotgun, Prohaska on his left, 3 receivers all out wide to the right. One of them, Demario Hester, who just checked into the game. Hester and Shepard in motion as Lonstein takes the snap, looking deep down the field. He's got Brandon Shepard trying to high point the ball back in the end zone. He does, and he brings it in. What a snag by Brandon Shepard. You deserve the pose, Brandon. Get in there for 6. 45-3. Your score as it stands, pending the extra point on that hookup between Tyler Lonstein and Brandon Shepard. Shepard made that adjustment to the ball in the back of the end zone, high pointed it over the defender, and kept it through the boards. What a play by Brandon Shepard, the man out of Oklahoma State. Bandits are going for the extra point here. Jeremy Costa, the snapper. Holder, it looks like Tyler Lonstein once again, and kicker Braden Mines, the Swiss Army knife. 45-3, could be 46 after this Braden Mines extra point. Snap is good, hold is down, kick is up and wide left. Mines missed one earlier wide right, maybe overcorrected there for that one. The goalposts are narrower here in the CIF. That is something to be noted in indoor football. Much narrower than your average goalpost width. 45-3 is your score as it stands. 12:25 remaining here in the third quarter. Bandits leading over the Tridents in their non-league opener. So we get another set of replays of this hookup between Tyler Lonstein and Brandon Shepard. What a snag by Shepard, just going up and high pointing that ball. Using every inch of that 6'4" frame to get to it. A lot of contact too, got to fight through that. Brandon Shepard, 6'3", excuse me, is what he's listed as. Still used every inch of that frame to get up and get that ball. Mines in to kick off once again for the Bandits. Al Pacino Lewis is going to be back deep to return for the Tridents. Braden Mines was doing a head count, only got 7 men on the field. Here comes Jeremy Costa to be the 8th. Mines marching off his steps, back to the wall. 5 steps to his left. He's ready to go. High end over end kick again. Looks like it's going to die out at the end zone. No, it hit the wiring up in the rafters of the Tyson Event Center, so they're going to blow it dead. Ball hit an obstruction in the air, which means it will move to the 25-yard line by rule. 1st and 10 from the midfield stripe for the Tri-State Tridents. Bandits defense getting sit back out there again. Looks like 2 linebackers, 3 defensive linemen, and 3 corners. 3 defensive backs, excuse me. Down linemen going to be Claude Davis, Dejon Emery, and Devin Groenhagen. Linebackers, Zach Slugger and Akel Beard. Looks like Antonio Pierce, Jeremy Costa, and Brandon Wright are going to be your defensive backs here. Tridents, their offense has been at their best when they've been able to find Al Pacino Lewis some running room. So bringing 2 linebackers on the field, trying to stop that running of the Tridents offense. Shotgun formation for Kettleson. Lewis on his right side. Hands off to Lewis up the middle. He's going to be wrapped up by Claude Davis and swung down. Gain of about half a yard, if anything. Big play there by Claude Davis. A big shove from Dejon Emery. Davis and Emery going to hype each other up. I remember last year when they were talking smack to each other before the Outlaws and the Bandits played. And now they just on the same defensive line, getting the ability to talk smack to the other team. Kettleson in the shotgun once again. Al Pacino Lewis on his left side. Takes the snap, fires quick out to Lewis on a swing pass. Is going to be met by a couple Bandit defenders before falling to the turf. Zach Slugger, Akel Beard were there. Didn't see who got a hand on him as he fell to the ground. He's going to get credited with that tackle, but Al Pacino Lewis falls in the backfield. It'll be a 2-yard loss on the play to bring up 3rd and 11 for the Tridents. 45-3 your score, 10:50 remaining here in quarter number 3. Kettleson breaks the huddle. Shotgun set, 2 receivers out wide to the left, 1 to the right. Al Pacino Lewis in the backfield, now man in motion. Snorton. Kettleson takes the snap, bull rush up the middle. Quick pass out left side. DeAndre Dean Hurd didn't have his head turned around in time. The bull rush of Claude Davis taking out the center for the Tridents. Really forced TJ Kettleson to hurry his throw there. It'll bring up 4th down here for the Tridents. 0 for 2 on the day are the Tridents on 4th down. See what they can pull out of their pocket here. This is the main pass rush for this Bandits defense. Groenhagen, Claude Davis, and Dejon Emery. Braden Mines checking into the game for Zach Slugger, by the way. Did not mention that as soon as it happened. He joins Akel Beard as linebackers, but Braden Mines, the versatility of Mines, could play as a defensive back, could play as a linebacker, could rush the passer. Looks like he's going to line up as more of a defensive back here as he's on par with Antonio Pierce and Jeremy Costa. Empty set for Kettleson. Now he motions Lewis into the backfield alongside of him. Fakes the handoff. Kettleson firing deep right side. He's got a man open. Antonio Pierce tried chasing it down, but it's just out of reach. Incomplete pass brings up a turnover on downs. The Sioux City Bandits will take possession of the ball, 45-3. 9:06 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Be 1st and 10 Bandits from their own 15-yard line. Javon Brown checking back into the game at the quarterback position. Lonstein led the last drive for 6. Let's see if Brown can lead this drive for 6 coming out of that turnover on downs. Brown did in the first half with a 45-yard touchdown scramble. 2 seconds were remaining on the clock when he started the play. All zeros were showing when he was in the end zone dancing for 6. Scott Jensen, the offensive coordinator, talking to his guys, trying to get the right play drawn up. Getting an extended break in the action here. Looks like we got some fan engagement going on is what we got. That explains the break in the action here. And during this break in the action, we'll talk about a couple things going on next week for the Bandits. Come hang out with your Sioux City Bandits at Jackson Street Brewing on Thursday, March 2nd from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. They will be kicking off the launch of this year's Sioux City Bandits beer. Take pictures, get autographs, and hang out with your favorite Bandits. All ages are welcome. Must be 21 or older to drink the beer. Sioux City Bandits are also home next Saturday, March 4th against the Rapid City Marshals. It will be the league opener for the Bandits, and it will be Winnebago Youth and Family Night brought to you by Ho Chunk Incorporated. Ho Chunk purchased 650 tickets to bring you Winnebago Youth to the game, so come celebrate with the Winnebago community. Watch the Bandits kick off league play, $5 off per ticket for Winnebago residents, tribal members, or Ho Chunk employees available at the box office. Also, following the completion of tonight's game, please join the Bandits on the field for Jordan Sports Cards post-game autograph session. Meet your favorite players and get your merchandise autographed. Jordan Sports Cards is your home for sports cards, including hobby boxes and non-sports cards, including Pokemon, located in Ottawa, Iowa. Also, check out their booth at Sweet Repeats right here in Sioux City. Getting ready to get back underway here inside Fleet Farm Arena within the Tyson Events Center. Both teams back on the field. Brown under center here. Prohaska the deep back. Fred Bruno out wide to the left. Braden Mintz on the field as a receiver. Alongside him, Brandon Shepard in motion. Fake the handoff. No, it is a handoff to Drew Prohaska. Delayed handoff. He's finding room off the right side. Rumbling through the couple of defenders. Swings his way down to the 16-yard line. Big run there from Prohaska. Going almost 19 yards there. Now they're going to give him 20 even. They get from 15 to 15, 1st and 10 from the Tridents 15-yard line for the Bandits. Knocking on the door of that Powerball Red Zone brought to you by the Iowa Lottery. Brown in the shotgun here. Prohaska on his left. Looks like Bruno and Shepard going to go in motion. Mine's also a wide receiver. Brown takes the snap, trying to find Fred Bruno right side, up and over the bleachers. Up and over the wall, into the seats, could not bring it down. Everybody's okay as Bruno hops back over the wall. What a play by Fred Bruno going after the ball. Looks like everybody's okay there. There was a child in a white shirt down there near the play. He popped right back up. You can see it on the replay, and I also see him down there. He's laughing, talking to the people he's with down there, so good for him. Being okay and getting up close and personal with franchise Fred Bruno. 7:40 remaining right now in the third quarter. 45-3 is your score. Bandits leading as Brown goes under center once again. Sends his men in motion. Mintz and Bruno. Handoff up the gut to Prohaska. Stutter step at the line. Gets about 4, maybe 5 yards on the carry up the middle. Being swung down by Ty Baker, among others, for the Tridents. Prohaska's had a good day running so far tonight. Now the snap, the huddle is broken. Up to the line of scrimmage is Brown under center. Deep back Prohaska. Mintz and Bruno in motion. He sends him in motion now, does Brown. Jet sweep to Braden Mintz, the utility man. The Swiss Army knife bulldozes his way inside the 5-yard line to about the 3. Let's get a new set of downs and officially put the Bandits inside the Powerball Red Zone, brought to you by the Iowa Lottery. Power running there by Braden Mintz on the jet sweep. Also, he's going to get a rushing touchdown as well to go with his receiving touchdown earlier. He remains on the field, as does Prohaska. and Brandon Shepard. Javon Brown bringing in the play now from offensive coordinator Scott Jensen. Fred Bruno split out wide to the left. Mintz and Shepard going to be in motion wide to the right. Prohaska, the lone running back, in the right hip pocket of Brown in the shotgun. Brown takes the snap, handoff up the gut to Prohaska. He's going to be wrapped up in the backfield by Ty Baker, then met by another couple Tridents. Good play by Baker there to sniff out in the backfield. Wrap Prohaska up, force him to the boards, and then a couple Tridents came in and played cleanup duty alongside of him, one of them being Taylor O'Neill, one of the defensive captains for this squad, 5'10" defensive back out of right here in Sioux City. Bandits taking their time once again, getting the play in from Jensen. Jensen gives the play to Javon Brown. He brings it into his men. He breaks the huddle. It's going to be an empty set this time. Prohaska split out wide to the left with Bruno, Shepard, and Mintz to the right. Bruno and Shepard are going to be the men in motion. They start their motion now. Brown takes the snap, trying to find something. Got plenty of time, but he's going to scramble anyway off the left side, try to get to the line to gain. Did he break the goal line there as he's pushed up along the boards? They're going to say no. They're going to say at the 1 yard line. Brown wanted that touchdown there. Brown had plenty of time but couldn't find anyone open, so he scrambled off the left side trying to get it. 3rd and goal from the 2 yard line here inside the Powerball Red Zone, brought to you by the Iowa Lottery. Brown breaks the huddle. Talking to Prohaska for a little bit longer there. Brandon Shepard, Braden Mintz out to the right. Fred Bruno out to the left are the wide receivers. Mintz and Bruno in motion now. Brown takes the snap, handoff up the middle to Drew Prohaska, and he gets a second rushing touchdown of the game. From 2 yards out on 3rd and goal, Drew Prohaska puts 6 more up on the board, 51-3. The Bandits are rolling here in their non-league opener. Big play there by Prohaska, just finding off the left side, running off the backside of his offensive lineman. He's got some hog mollies in front of him. They get that pile pushing. Easy business for Drew Prohaska getting in the end zone. Mintz once again for the extra point. Costa the snapper, Lonstein the holder. Snap from Costa, a little high, but Lonstein gets it, puts it down. Braden Mintz, this one true down the center. He missed his last 2 extra points, but he gets that one right down the middle. 52-3, Bandits lead after that touchdown with 3:57 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Bandits are putting on a clinic on the offensive end. Put on the clinic on the defensive end as well. This game started with a strip fumble by Dejan Emery. It was recovered by the Bandits defense. Next play, 6-yard run for Drew Prohaska up the middle. Got them a touchdown. It's been smooth sailing ever since for this Bandits squad. Chance to look at some individual stats for the Bandits. At the quarterback position, Tyler Lonstein has led in the passing department, 3 for 4, 79 yards and 2 touchdowns. Javon Brown is 1 for 5 for 45 yards and a touchdown to Damon Powell. On the rushing end, Brown leads that with 49 rushing yards on 3 attempts for a touchdown. Prohaska has the most attempts in the game with 7, 38 total yards, 5.4 per carry, long of 20, and 2 touchdowns. On the receiving end, 4 different players have caught a pass today, 3 of them for touchdowns. Damon Powell caught a 45-yard touchdown pass. Braden Mintz caught a 37-yard touchdown pass. Brandon Shepard caught a 30-yard touchdown pass. And Linwood Joyner caught a 12-yard pass as well. Those are your receiving leaders for the Bandits. Your tackle leader for the Bandits is Akel Beard right now. 3 players behind him with 4. Costa, Wright, and Slugger. Mintz here set to kick off. Up end over end. It's going to go out the back of the end zone. It's going to hit between the uprights. And that is good between the uprights off the kickoff. I was waiting for the official ruling there because I were trying to remember the official rule. The kickoff goes between the uprights. It counts for a point. Great play there by Braden Mines to pinpoint it from one end zone to the other, put an extra point on the board for the Bandits. It's 53-3 now, and the ball will be placed at the 5-yard line for the Tridents. Look at defensive coordinator Marlon Loban trying to get the fans involved. Claude Davis on the field talking to Alpacino Lewis a little bit. He's joined by Zach Slugger, Aussie Tapua, Dejon Emery, Antonio Pierce, Brandon Wright, Akel Beard, and Jeremy Costa. TJ Kettleson in the shotgun once again. His lone receiver out split wide to the left is DeAndre Dean Hurd, the 6'4 man. Alpacino Lewis, the running back, to Kettleson's left. Man in motion is Carl Kennedy. Kettleson hands it off up the middle to Alpacino Lewis. He's going to be brought down. Coming in like a missile was Akel Beard there, almost taking Alpacino Lewis's head off. Chino just had to get to the ground to avoid the contact. Bring up second and about 14 now. Second and 13, excuse me, from the 2-yard line. 53-3 your score, 2:55 and counting in the third quarter remaining. It's been all Bandits all night. Kettleson breaks the snap, breaks the huddle. I'll eventually break that habit of calling it the snap. Kettleson in the shotgun. Alpacino Lewis on his left. He's in his own end zone. Quick fire pass out to the right side. Screen pass gets completed, but brought down is the receiver by a combination of Brandon Wright and Claude Davis. It's Ethan Middlestadt Snorton out there on the right side on that little smoke screen. Wide receiver out of Norfolk, Nebraska. Huddle is broken by Kettleson once again. A couple last-minute instructions to Carl Kennedy. Kettleson in the shotgun. Alpacino Lewis shifting back and forth, right to left. Now settles on the right side of Kettleson. And it's going to be a false start on Snorton, the man who just caught the pass for a couple yards. Is going to march 5 yards back. Bring up 3rd and 11 from the 4-yard line for the Tridents. Kettleson's going to go to an empty set here. 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Kettleson takes the snap. He's firing deep down the field. Looks like a miscommunication between Kettleson and Alpacino Lewis. Lewis thought he was going over the middle of the field on a slant route. Kettleson thought he was going deep on the streak. Oh, excuse me. It looks like Kettleson was actually a miscommunication with Snorton. Kettleson was expecting Snorton to keep running downfield on a 9 route. We're going to get a change. See what the Tridents are lining up for here. Do see backup quarterback Avery Hazel into the game. He's going to be the holder here. Be a long field goal here for the Tridents. Just trying to get any points on the board. You'll be kicking from their own end zone. Be a 50-plus yard field goal attempt here. Snap is good. Hold is down. Oberlin boots it off of his offensive line. Is picked up by Snorton, who's pushed out of bounds off the right sideline. It's an interesting set of events there as the kick goes off of the offensive lineman into the hands of Snorton, who's trying to run down that right side, is pushed out of bounds. They're going to blow the play dead from where it hit the offensive lineman, it looks like. Now they're moving the ball back now. We'll see exactly where they spot it and what it means for the Bandits offense here. It will be 1st and 10 Bandits. We just got to figure out where as they lead 53-3, 3 seconds left in the third quarter. Now they're going to run that clock, and that's going to do it for the third quarter of action here from Sioux City, Iowa. I am Braden Butler. Bandits lead 53-3 over the Tri-State Tridents. We'll be back with fourth quarter action in just a little bit here. You're listening and watching Sioux City Bandits football on the CIF Network on YouTube. Welcome back in here on the CIF Network. I am Braden Butler. Thank you for joining me for Sioux City Bandits football this evening, the non-league opener for the Red and Black Bandits. 53-3 is your score as we're entering the fourth quarter here between the Bandits and the Tridents. Looks like Tyler Lonstein is going to get a shot back at quarterback. See Braden Mines is out there at a running back position. A couple other of the receivers out there. Terrence Peters is out there out of Houston Baptist. Demario Hester, as well. Lonstein under center, sends his men in motion, takes the snap, pitch out. Braden Mines right side, trying to find some space, gets a gap through the offensive line, gets in for an 8-9 yard gain down the field, almost to the first down marker to bring up second and short. Big run there from Braden Mines. Another thing to mention here, Tyler Lonstein was in at quarterback. Javon Brown was also on the field. He's lined up at receiver. He's that quarterback-receiver hybrid that the Bandits have. Brown's going to be split out wide to the left. Lonstein's going to be in the shotgun. Braden Mines on his left hip pocket. Looks like Brown and Peters are going to be in motion as Hester lines up on the offensive line, or on the line of scrimmage. Every skill position player lined up to the left of the quarterback. Lonstein takes the snap. He's looking downfield, firing over the middle of the field. Has Hester, tough catch. No, it's dropped. Ty Baker breaking up the pass right there over the middle of the field. Big play from Baker in the middle. It was in the hands of Hester, but Baker timed that hit right, knocked it away. Hester had a second opportunity to grab it, but it just slips through the fingertips. Hits the turf here in Sioux City, Iowa, inside Fleet Farm Arena within the Tyson Event Center. 13:50 remaining in this contest. 50-point lead for the Bandits. 53-3 is your score. Brown split out wide to the left with Hester. They're going to be in motion. Out wide to the right is Peters. Braden Mines, the deep back. Under center is Lonstein. Hands off to Mines up the middle. Breaks off the first tackle. Tries to juke away from the second tackler, but gets tripped up. He's at the 20-yard line, though. It's going to be a fresh set for the Bandits. 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. Lonstein bringing the play into his guys. Been a complete performance by the Bandits so far today. As Lonstein lines up under center. Brown out wide to the left. Hester and Peters are going to be in motion. Mines the deep back. Handoff to Mines up the middle off the right side. Tries to get past a defender. Dragging a defender with him to the line to gain. He gets to the 10-yard line. No, they're going to mark him down at the 11. Another 9-yard and change run on first down for Braden Mines. Brings up second and short. I know I've said it plenty today, but you just can't say it enough. Everything Braden Mines brings to this team, he is that Swiss Army knife for the Bandits. Handles kicking, plays linebacker, plays running back, plays receiver. Lonstein under center again, Mines the deep back. Quick pass out to Javon Brown, the two quarterbacks of the day, hooking up and gets to the 1-yard line, does Brown, just short of the end zone. Big pass there from Lonstein to Brown. As Brown, quick midline screen, it seemed like, as he just came back inside from his way, from split out wide to the left. Brings up 1st and goal from the 1-yard line. Inside the Powerball red zone, brought to you by the Iowa Lottery, are the Sioux City Bandits. Looks like we're potentially going to get a timeout out here on the field. We need to hear the official ruling from the head referee. Looks like Tridents head coach just wanted to talk to his defensive back core. Something he's seen, something he's been seeing. Clock is running once again here after that break in the action. Not entirely sure what it was for, but Lonstein's going to line up at center once again. Braden Mines on his left. He's got Brown, Hester, and Peters split out wide to the right. Peters and Hester look like they're going to be in motion. Lonstein sends his men in motion. Takes the snap, trying to find an opening. Has one over the middle of the field, tipped at the line. I think that's Ty Baker in there on the pass deflection. He was blitzing up the middle, able to tip that ball away. Good pass deflection from Baker. Of course, here in the 4th quarter, we will have the Sioux City Bandits post-game show coming up after this, and of course also for fans in attendance, we'll get a chance to go down on the field, meet their favorite players, get their autographs and merchandise signed. And that autograph session is brought to you by Jordan Sports Cards, a post-game autograph session. So you got to get out here and get in attendance, starting next week even for the Rapid City Marshals game. Lonstein takes the snap, trying to find some space off to the right. Now he's going to scramble right. He's going to get into the end zone for the touchdown, but there is a flag on the field. Fleet Farm penalty flag, some laundry. Might be calling this one back, but as it stands, Lonstein has 6. And now as it stands, Lonstein has 0. Holding against the Bandits. It's going to march him back about 10 yards here. Still 2nd down and goal. They're going to be just a hair outside of the Powerball red zone. Lonstein gets some last-minute instructions from Scott Jensen. 10:30 counting here in the 4th quarter remaining, 53-3. Bandits lead this one by 50. Lonstein's going to be in the shotgun. Hester, Brown, and Peters to his left. Peters and Hester look like they're going to be the ones in motion. They're sent in motion now. Lonstein takes the snap, snags it with his right hand, looking left, now rolling to his right, trying to find an opening, fires back across the field, across his body, almost intercepted by the Tridents on defense as the ball falls to the turf. That was Tyree Morrell, the 6'2 defensive back out of Grenada, Mississippi. Got his hands on that one, almost secured an interception. It's one of those tough ways for the play to break. Most of the routes going down the left side of the field. Tyler Lonstein forced to roll out to his right, throw back across his body, across the field, across everybody. Try to get that one. Empty set now for Lonstein. Mines and Brown on the line of scrimmage. Hester and Peters in motion. Lonstein forced to roll to his left. Baker on the blitz. Lonstein has some space, cuts back inside into the middle of the field and into the end zone. There's another flag down on the field. A Fleet Farm penalty flag. We'll see what this is about. Could it be the 2nd time this drive it takes 6 off the board for Tyler Lonstein? It will be the 2nd time this drive that 6 is taken off the board off of Tyler Lonstein. Rushing touchdown. Another holding penalty against the Sioux City Bandits offensive line. Even up 50, that's something that this coaching staff is not going to be happy about for the Bandits. Lonstein's been able to show off the arm and the athleticism so far today from the quarterback position, as has Brown. Both of them taking the most of the snaps at quarterback. Anthony Fletcher did get in for a drive, did lead a touchdown drive as well at the quarterback position. Lonstein under center, mites the deep back. Peters in motion and Hester. Play action pass. Fired right side, caught by Peters, trying to make a couple man miss. Gets past the 15 near the 12-yard line, maybe the 11. It's going to bring up 4th and goal from outside the Powerball red zone. We'll see what the Bandits draw up. Lonstein talking to head coach offensive coordinator Scott Jensen. Head coach of the Bandits is Irv Strobing, has been for a while now. Lonstein in the shotgun formation, left hip pocket, Braden Mines for him. Brown wide to the right on the line of scrimmage. Peters and Hester in motion as Lonstein takes the snap. Fires over middle of the field, has Hester. No, it's going to be intercepted by the Tridents defense. It's going to be number 8 for the Tridents, Taylor O'Neill, the defensive captain. 5'10" man out of Sioux City, Iowa. A couple players are down for the Tridents, though. One of them being Tyree Morrell. It's the first mistake of the game for Tyler Lonstein there. Trying to fire over the middle of the field, trying to find Demario Hester, but it gets picked off by the Tridents defense, and now brings the Tridents offense back out onto the field. Led by TJ Kettleson. Al Pacino Lewis in the backfield as well. Got a media timeout here in the 4th quarter for the Sioux City Bandits. I am Braden Butler. Thank you for joining me on the CIF network so far. We'll take a little bit of a break for this media timeout. Come back for the action after this little fan engagement segment. So don't worry, we're not going anywhere. You shouldn't either. CIF football, Sioux City Bandits, 53-3 they lead on the CIF network. Welcome back here for more Sioux City Bandits football on the CIF network. 7:53 remaining in this contest between the Bandits and the Tridents. The Bandits lead at 53-3. Tridents got a field goal on their second possession of the game and have been shut out ever since by this Bandits defense. Zach Slugger down on the defensive line right now. So is Claude Davis. So is Blaine Norden. He's played both time on both offensive and defensive line. Kel Beard, the linebacker. Kettleson empty set, and they get Slugger to jump. Slugger was itching to get after the quarterback there. It's a Fleet Farm penalty flag on the defense. March 5 yards, 5 free yards for the Tri-State Tridents. Slugger, Norden, and Davis, the down defensive lineman. Akel Beard, the linebacker. Jeremy Costa, Antonio Pierce also on the field. Low snap to Kettleson, forced to corral it, fires it deep down the field. A couple of Bandits defenders are there. High points the ball. Who's got it? I can't tell from here. It is a catch. It has been signaled a catch by the referee. They have not signaled which way it's going. It's a catch for the Tridents. What a catch. Antonio Pierce comes up with the ball, arguing that he caught it. Let's look at the replay here. Joint possession for a moment. It looked like Pierce came down with it first. What a play, though, by Snorton to high point that ball and get it over two Bandits defenders. TJ Kettleson hustles his men back to the line. Empty set, shotgun formation. Passes out quick right side to Snorton. Popped by Antonio Pierce and Akel Beard. He's brought down just past the line of scrimmage. It'll bring up 2nd and goal for the Powerball red zone for the Tridents from the 6-yard line. Kettleson in the shotgun again, takes the snap, fires left side, tipped at the defensive line. It goes up and over the head of DeAndre Dean Hurd. It's a 6'4" receiver out there on the side, but that pass got tipped up at the defensive line. No way he was getting up and getting that one as it goes into the stands. Bring up 3rd and goal here for the Tridents from the 6-yard line. Zach Slugger coming off the field. Akel Beard is on it. Blaine Norton as well. See Devin Groenhagen and Claude Davis. Groenhagen as a linebacker. Beard as a down defensive lineman. Kettleson takes the snap, fires over the middle of the field, looking for Snorton. Incomplete. Combination defense over the middle by Costa and Groenhagen, knocking that ball away. Costa with the pass defense and Groenhagen with, if this is in your hands, it's not going to be for long hit over the middle. It's the risky run going over the middle in this Bandits defense. Tridents are huddling up here. 15 seconds left on the play clock. Kettleson breaks the huddle. He's got Al Pacino Lewis on his left. Split out wide to the left at wide receiver is DeAndre Dean Hurd. Kettleson takes the snap, trying to find Hurd over the middle. Incomplete. There's going to be a Fleet Farm penalty flag on that one. Looked like Brandon Wright might have got caught with his hand in the cookie jar. A lot of jersey grabbing going over the middle of the field for DeAndre Dean Hurd. Yeah, it's going to get him for pass interference defense on Brandon Wright. Foul occurred in the end zone. Ball will be placed at the 2-yard line. It'll be a fresh set of downs as well for the Tridents as they look for their first touchdown of the game. 53-3, your score here. 5:27 and counting remaining in the 4th quarter. Kettleson and the Tridents huddled up right now. Break the huddle. Kettleson in the shotgun. Al Pacino Lewis on his right. Takes the snap, flicks it out to Al Pacino Lewis on the right side. Lewis cuts back inside. He's able to get into the end zone. First touchdown of the game for the Tri-State Tridents. Al Pacino Lewis gets it done. The man who was able to get it going for a little bit in that first half before the defense started shutting him down again. Puts the first 6 on the board for the Tridents. 53-9 will be your score. It looks like going for 3 are the Tridents. Now they're going to be going for 2 here. The offense is on the field. Kettleson's on the field. Backup quarterback Avery Hazel's the usual holder. So it looks like the Tridents will run a play here. They're down 53-9, trying to get 2 points up on the board, make it 53-11. 4:15 and counting remaining. Jace Martinick in the backfield next to TJ Kettleson. Kettleson fakes the handoff, fires right side, almost intercepted by Jeremy Costa. He's upset with himself there, but he's able to knock it down and deny the 2 points. Good play by Costa to get in front of that one. 4:04 remaining. No, that's not an error. 53-9 in the 4th quarter. Tridents get set to kick off here when they get back out on the field. We're going to see another dose of the Sioux City Bandits offense. Saw a turnover on the last drive by Tyler Launstein. He threw an interception in the near the end zone, in the red zone at the very least. Christopher Oberlin will be handling the kicking duties once again for the Tridents. Got to give another shout out to the atmosphere and the people out here at the Sioux City Bandits games, especially the Section 110 boys. I'm glad they're having a great time tonight. Glad everybody's having a great time tonight here in Sioux City. At least on the Sioux City side of things, they lead 53-9 over the Tridents. Christopher Oberlin back to kick on this kickoff. Back deep to return. Looks like Antonio Pierce and Braden Mintz will be returning this kick. Now that, once again, the list of things Braden Mintz does for this team when he's asked to. Kick is up by Oberlin. It's an onside kick. Corralled at the 15-yard line. Immediately drops to the turf, does it, Kel Beard. Smart play there by Beard. Get the ball, get your hands on it, get down to the turf. Get a chance for your offense to make something happen. 1st and 10 from the 15-yard line for the Bandits as they lead 53-9. Bandits offense coming back out on the field here. Anthony Fletcher gets his second drive in charge of the offense. He gets the keys to the car with Brandon Shepard involved. See Demario Hester and Terrence Peters as well. Terrence Pegram in there as well. Whistle there for a late substitution on the Tridents. Let the player get in there as Anthony Fletcher sends his men to the line. Shepard and Hester. High snap, quick little pitch out to Pegram. Pegram stutter steps for a minute, makes a man miss, gets down the field, down the left sideline to the 10-yard line, inside the 10, puts the Bandits inside the Powerball red zone on a 6-yard run on 1st down. Nice little run there by Pegram to get some space down the far sideline and make a man miss and get out of there. 3:10 remaining and counting. 53-9, Bandits lead. Hester and Peters and Shepard, 3 wide receivers. Shepard and Hester going to be in motion. Pegram in the backfield next to Fletcher. It's the second drive of the game at quarterback for Anthony Fletcher. Lefty fakes like he's going to throw it. He's going to run up the middle. He's going to truck his way inside the 5. It's going to be a 1st down and goal inside the Powerball red zone off the quarterback draw from Anthony Fletcher. Showing off a bit of the nimbleness for the big man at quarterback, Anthony Fletcher. Fletcher's going to line up under center here. Pegram's the deep back. Shepard and Peters going to go in motion. Hester, the wide receiver, on the line of scrimmage. Handoff to Peters on the end around. He's going to go untouched into the end zone for another 6. It's going to be 59-9. Touchdown rush by Terrence Peters. The Bandits continue to go on cruise control here in the 4th quarter. They lead by 50 once again, pending this extra point opportunity. Tyler Lonstein coming out on the field, as well as Jeremy Costa and Braden Mintz. That usually signifies an extra point attempt, and it will. Costa, the long snapper. Lonstein, once again, the holder. Mintz, the kicker. Could make it 60-9 here. Dejon Emery getting out on the field. Getting his helmet on. Everybody's ready to go. Lonstein signals for the snap. It's good. Hold is down. Kick is up, and it is good as well. Another point on the board for the Bandits. 60-9. They win. They lead. Excuse me. They are winning after that Braden Mintz extra point. 1:11 left in the 4th quarter. As time is winding down here in Sioux City. This clock starts to begin to wind again once we get to the 1-minute mark for the 1-minute warning. I'd like to thank you all for joining me on the CIF Network this evening for Sioux City Bandits football non-league opener against the Tri-State Tridents. I am Braden Butler. I appreciate all of you at home listening. I appreciate everybody in the building as well. So you go back home after the game and you're listening back to this. That one's for you. Thank you. Lions is going to handle the kickoff duty once again for the Bandits. Looks like Al Pacino Lewis is going to be back deep to return. Al Pacino Lewis does have the lone touchdown of the game for the Tridents. See if we'll get in for 6 on the last offensive possession for the Tri-State Tridents. Everybody getting set and getting situated. Mainz now finally gets the game ball to put it up on the tee. See K. Anthony Fletcher, one of the quarterbacks, in there on kick coverage. Zach Slugger's out there. Antonio Pierce is out there. Ossie Tapua, Terrence Pegram, Jeremy Costa. Kick is up by Mainz. High end over end kick arcing towards Lewis. It's going to hit inbounds off the back wall, and Lewis is going to grab it, trying to get out of his own end zone. He does for a moment. He's at the goal line. He's ripped down into the end zone. They're going to say he got out by 1 yard. Half a yard out of the end zone there. And that's all Al Pacino Lewis needed. He thought it was going out of bounds over his head. It bounced off that back wall and was playable. Ball will be placed at the 5-yard line. 1st and 10 from their own 5 for the Tri-State Tridents. TJ Kettleson leads his men back out on the field one more time. No, excuse me, it's Avery Hazel in the game at quarterback. See what Avery Hazel has, the backup quarterback here. Let's take a look at Kettleson's stats on the day after this play as Avery Hazel has broken the huddle. He's in the shotgun formation. He's going to run up the middle. Hazel. He's going to be popped hard by Devin Groenhagen right in the middle. Brought down with authority. The long arm of the law is unescapable when it's Devin Groenhagen. Look at TJ Kettleson's stats on the day as it seems that he is done for the night as we have 30 seconds remaining in the 4th quarter. Starting quarterback for the Tridents went 9 for 23 on the day, 63 yards, no touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and a fumble. Tridents are going to have to run at least one more play. What a hit there by Groenhagen. They're showing it again up here on the big board. I think they're just going to let the clock run out on this one. And it will. There is your final score here. Sioux City Bandits and a non-league opener take a dominant victory, 60-9 over the Tri-State Tridents. A couple different quarterbacks played. K. Anthony Fletcher, Tyler Launstein, and Jivan Brown all got time at the quarterback position. We'll break down the stats of each of them, see who did what and where. In the post-game show, we'll break down team stats, individual stats. We'll look ahead at what's next, which will be the Rapid City Marshals next